But you weren't expecting me on a Sunday afternoon, early afternoon too. All right, so we're going to get started with a wrist check. Which right, I have that Cincinnati Watch Company timepiece on the engineer bracelet that I purchased off of Amazon. Guys, they've been following the channel. You've seen this watch before. Pretty solid timepiece. It will rival that of Hamilton Khaki King. This has an Art Deco style to it, so acquired taste, if you will. Invicta Showcase. What's up, brother? How you doing? There's a couple games going on. I know I'm interrupting a few people's. I'm sitting here with the NFL is going on behind me. Who's playing? The Panthers versus the Eagles. Yeah, Phillies up. But anyway, man, y'all, what's going on, man? I want to do something I haven't really done during the live, man, and that is sort of a review, right? So let me just kind of walk us through this real quick, man. And if you see, we're a minute and 23 seconds in. If you're watching this on a replay, I'm going to ask you a few things. Let me know what watch you were wearing at the time of watching this, looking at this. Two, what would you consider the most affordable watch for 2024 that you either purchased or seen? Maybe you didn't want to buy it, but what do you think was the best or the most affordable purchase that you would have gotten? Let me just say that you would have bought. All right. So I have a 3-watch roll, and I'm going to be walking through each watch in here, but one in particular, which is on the thumbnail, is the watch that I really want to pay attention to. But for those that don't know, we're going to be talking about Glycine. And I have watched a number of review videos on the Glycine. For the most part, people have, like the talking heads I've seen, they have talked about how affordable the watch is, its durability, the Swiss robustness of the watch, being a pretty adequate watch. Basic, somewhere in the mid-tier as far as Swiss-made watches. But I do want to talk about, it's been a company since 1914. And I believe the original founder of Glycine, Eugene, I don't know if it's Milan or Milan, let's just say Milan. Could be mispronouncing that. I'm wearing the Shop HQ exclusive Cobalt. Okay, cool. What colorway you doing? Is it the blue one? I think that blue one, I think that's the only one I've seen, really. That blue one is sharp. That blue one is sharp. But originally, Glycine, like the founder, was doing women watches, right? And he was working with precious metals and gemstones and stuff like that, but it was more on the women's side. I think he was one of the first creators or watchmakers to make a movement that can fit one of those 25 millimeter cases for women. But then he started making men's watches and stuff like that. And of course, once you get to the 60s, that's when it was a game changer, man. So in comes the, 50s, 1953, in comes the Airman, and it was up from there. But if we fast forward to September, I think there was even a date, it may be September 24th of 2016, Invicta acquired Glycine. That's where I want to pick up at. This is where I want to pick up at. Yo, what's going on? Welcome in, y'all. So, this has been a discussion online. Invicta buys Glycine, right? And if anybody that's following that knows that there's supposed to be some type of clause that Invicta has no say-so over the creation of the watches or the overall style, because we all know that Invicta is in their own lane and Glycine is something different, right? So they were going to do the marketing portion of, or just, helping them sell. Now, there was one video in particular that I watched, and the reviewer had the Glycine, and he had it up against a, what was it? A Longines, right? And the first thing I thought when I'm looking at this, I said, wait a minute, how could you put in comparison? So I was waiting to see how he was doing this. I was like, okay, is he showing that the glycine value for dollars is like you still get a Swiss made watch, you get an adequate timepiece, right? That you can jump into like an entry level, right? But he was literally comparing the two and showing the fact that the glycine doesn't stand up to the Longines, and I'm like, Longines and glycine is completely different, you know. Which I wish he would have done was showed us, which I can't do myself, is I have some current day glycine pieces with me. If I had a glycine piece that was pre-2016, then I would love to show you the comparison. Now, I saw some on, I was on eBay. And boy, when I tell you what Glycine was doing in 2010, 2011, 2013, they were using value movements like crazy. They were using, they had some superior, I would even say the watches that I seen Glycine was doing before the being bought. These watches right now that I have, they fell in comparison to what I saw just on eBay, and I don't even have it in my hand. What's up, Oscar Nightwing? Yo, Vic, NHL isn't fixed like NFL. Can't round only when they win, root when they win. And my Kevin Hart's dad, you're gonna learn today. Vic, what difference does it make? Oh, hold up. Tennessee Mike, what's going on, man? Purple and rose. Oh, okay, you got a serious color. Hey, man, you told me the Rangers was doing bad, so you ain't missing nothing, bro. Let's see. I appreciate y'all for being here. You said you need a Glycine, Angry Asian. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. So, what I can tell you is my first Glycine, which I actually have here, and this will actually benefit some of you people that's in the modding community, and you'll see where I'm going with this. All right, so I have this one. Now, the one thing I can tell you about it, it has a 60-click bezel on it, right? Unidirectional 60-click. It has a low thud to it, so it's not as audible as I like, which I've said this multiple times before, but I want you to see something. Look at the numerals, very legible. Now, this watch, for me, does something different, right? So it has that bezel, coffee bean brown, just reminds me of like the military, drinking your coffee in the morning. But that dial reminds me of a chalkboard, man. It takes me back to grade school. And the loom, the one thing about this loom, it is just okay. It's just okay. It is nothing to write home about, man. Once this thing is lit up, it's very precise, and like it's just like, okay, you see the loom, you're like, oh, this is great. Doesn't last as long as some of the other watches that I own, but you have to keep in mind too the price. And then you have something that is, this is just under, a smidgen under 11 millimeters, so like 10.8 millimeters. So this thing, if you were to wear this in the battle, and I'm just going to use soldiers for example, when you throw your uniform on, like you see how this is kind of going right up under there, but like I don't have it on the tightest button, and so it's kind of, you know, but when you're putting your uniform on, you get that it's tight. This can still slip under there, and it's a beautiful watch, right? Inexpensive in comparison to other watches. Well, actually, I'll put it to you like this: if you were the type that say, hey, I want a Swiss made watch, I just can't afford to buy Longines, I can't afford it now. See, that one, I'd say, hey, go grab you a Glycine. And this one, my community, if you can see, that is a Glycine bracelet, but this isn't the original bracelet that came with this. It was an H-Link. H-Link was good. Don't get me wrong, it was adequate, it was good for what it did, but I wanted something different. I'm a huge fan of that Omega, No Time to Die, the 007. And I know they're two different watches. I know they got two different looks, but that mesh bracelet or shark mesh bracelet that 007 watch came on, I was like, ah. So that's what I was going for. So you can say this is my no time to die Glycine without being a no time to die Omega. Plus, I ain't got $10,000 to buy it. But overall, this watch is for the price. You can't beat it, you know. And that's what I want to talk about because I saw the prices of the watches that they have on eBay. Those Glycines, those combat subs, used to be over $1,000. Now you can get those are as low as $255, depending on the vendor. You know, like Ashford's Joma Shop. That Joma Shop is the hardest place to buy Glycines now because they'll have them today to go tomorrow. Trap back at it again, Mr. Stay Active. That's right. Yes, sir. You saw my beautician earlier, man. Yeah, man. And she has been a joy. Automatic, yes. Oscar, yes. I'm gonna tell you what. InvictaStores.com. Now, here's the crazy thing. It is for an Invicta collector. You guys saw last week. You can't beat that sale. You can get an Airman. There was an Airman they had on there for under $300. Automatic with a Salida 330. Can't make this up. I called people, was like, yo, you want to go jump on this? And I know there are at least 7 of you guys that bought that watch, right? So, yeah. Now, this one, I'm going to tell you something. I haven't modified. I haven't added anything to this. I'm leaving it as is. Look at the strap on this thing. You have that canvas with like that heavy stitch on it. Leather on the back of it. And then you see the buckle. I'm going to leave it like this. This watch right here is like bronze. So the buckle's already started to patina, which I absolutely love that. But this one has like a green putty look to it. And as you can see, in comparison to this watch right here, 2 different variations. And I do have a GoldenEye version, and the GoldenEye version is set up like this one, so to speak, but on the inner part of the numbers, it has the military time, the 24-hour clock. So if you don't know the orientation or how to tell time on the 24-hour scale, basically you could just look at that watch, study it, and learn it just like that. It won't take you no time at all. But this one though, green putty, again, 60 click. Now, I'm going to tell you, this one is a lot better. Like, hold on. It's tighter than that first one, man. I'm talking about this bezel is amazing. And the loom. I actually tested both of these looms. This loom actually shines a lot longer than this one. It's brighter, but it lasts a lot longer. So that just shows that, you know, certain models, the loom was applied a lot better than others. Now, the one thing though, this is the one thing. Let me show you something. Again, I like the Glycines. They are 42 millimeters. This is the only thing that, like, it just kind of bothered me. You see how that thing is screwed down? It doesn't set down into the case. Talking about right there at the crown. So there's a little space, man. A lot of space, I would say. And I was like, for a watch that when you are going on duty and stuff like that, because this is a watch that I would train in, I'm not really feeling that, man. I like when I screw down my crown, I want it to be flush with the actual case. But outside of that, I ignore certain things, or I can deal with certain things because I'm like, hey, we talking about Swiss-made timepiece, and all of them have their own like crazy numbers on it. Glycine got these numbers. They're 2824s or Salida 200s. But here's the main attraction for today. Yes, the space is questionable. Yeah. That's a steel Glycine Airman is a must-have. I'm wearing my Spinnaker 50 Fathom. Ooh. Okay. Hey. Spinnaker did a good job on that 50 fathoms jump, man. I like that one. And for those that just got in here, I do have on a watch that isn't talked about here. I'll take it off again. It's not talked about on the internet like that, really. Cincinnati Watch Company. This is their field watch, right? So this one would be a combatant for your Hamilton timepiece. Now, as you can see, this thing is a lot more elegant than your Hamilton piece. And besides, I bought this engineer bracelet on. I paid $30 for this engineer bracelet. But let's get to the last watch. Then I'm gonna have I love that bracelet. Oh yeah. I think I'm still hung up on being a Seiko fanboy. Nothing wrong with that. I would be nervous to get near water with that. I tested it. I've actually gotten in water with it. Once you have the screw down, this in there, it's just the way they designed it. I was like, yeah. But I tested it because I was like, well, if I mess it up, I'll take it to go get repaired, because Glycine as a whole, you know, for the price now, I mean, there's no value for money. Hold on, and I'm gonna get into that because I'm gonna talk about something else too. But this was the latest one, man. So I want to talk about this one for a second. This is a Glycine Combat Sub GMT. Now, the one thing I didn't show, didn't talk about, case back, closed case back. Got 2 seals on there, which I thought was hilarious. Combat Sub, and you got the Combat Seal, or 2 Combat Seals on the back. I thought that was pretty nifty for them to put seals on the back of this thing. But on this one, all right, all of them have aluminum bezels on it. All of them are extremely legible. All of them are Swiss made. This one, they paid attention to, they put the date in red, right? Now, once you take all of them, screw down crown. But this one, you see, and it has Glycine sign on the actual rotor. All right. You have 4 levels of micro adjust, H-link bracelet, and this watch. Tell you this watch went as low. Right now, I believe you can find this watch on Ashford's for just a little bit over $400. It's either 404 or 414, somewhere around there. But if you are one that shops around, right, you're going to automatically think, okay, a combat watch or a sub, right? If you're looking for a sub and you don't mind the 42, now this one does have long lugs. For those that got that 6 1/4 inch wrist, it does have a nice little. It comes down, no taper on this one. This is where the only thing I'm gonna say about this watch, I like everything about it. It's legible. It has sort of like those gilded indices. Once you look at it, the green is great. I was all on board on this watch, except for one thing that just really, and I can't excuse it, man. And I don't know if it's just this particular model failed, but the bracelet, that friction clasp is sort of, it doesn't function correctly. And of course they got the push button, and then, you know, sort of jingly. And there is a difference because, and I tested just to make sure, I grabbed the H-link bracelet from this one and I tested it, which I'm actually going to put that H-link bracelet on this one. This is one that made it through QC. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to just assume that this made it through QC. The bracelet is not my favorite. And that was where I was disappointed at. Now, granted, this watch was very extremely inexpensive, like $300 inexpensive, right? And that's just finding those deals. And anybody that has purchased the Glycine before Invicta got there, you know you paid a pretty penny. There was no discounts. I researched it, I looked at it. But the one thing I can say, the finishing on it is great. And I'm saying it's great. It's a tool watch. And it shows it's not really got that satin brush to it. Really nice watch. But this bracelet, it just, So this is where the modding community would love something like this, because it's a GMT. I would say off top, go get you a NATO for this thing. And I'm actually I got a strap coming in, so I may even throw this, like if I can find the green strap, I'll throw it on there. I'm putting FKM rubber, but I was looking at a red one, so I'm gonna make this like more of a Christmas type of colorway. With that green and red. I think that's going to be pretty dope, FKM rubber. But I'm going to do a number of upgrades to this watch as far as the bracelet is concerned. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not touching anything else. And this one is not as bad as you can see. Can you see how I screw down? That one is not as bad, but there's still some space left. The other one, I was like, yo, why is it so far off, man? It's crazy. Hold on, wait. No, that's not a premiere. We live, man. Hey, Glycine is nice. Thank you. 117.23. Get out of here, Vic. I think I'm still hung up on being a Seiko fanboy. Yeah, I've read that one. Vic, stupid. You don't forget that price. What's up, Trap? Luciano, what's going on? Yo, that Aragon coming by Pony Express. Woo. Elliot, you said, is it real? Isn't every watch real? Is what was said in there. So I guess, yeah. Okay, no gifts for us this year. What's the price? Okay, so this one, right now, on Ashford's, like I said, this is around $400. Or a little over $400, but I think that's what it, like, you can get a Glycine right now for under $500. Even the Airman, which is unheard of. So when I started buying, like the first Airman I got, that one was up there in price. I think I paid $700 for my Airman, and then the second one, I want to say around $4 and some change, or maybe less than that, but. Angry Asian. No gifts for us this year. They got a red and green one if you want Christmas. Now, let me say, I guarantee you, and I know this, there are a number of YouTubers that are coming out with their tier watches, what was the best watches for the year and stuff like that, which I always laugh at that, because for somebody that looks at watches like Deep Blue, Aragon, Invicta, Glycine, Tissot, Hamilton, a lot of times those watches aren't even put into a category, right? So they say, hey, these are the best watches that, 2024. So I was like, okay, that's great. There are a number of people that can't afford $8,000 watches. So if you got your Cartier up there listed, yeah, it's good. Cartier is a great watch. You know what I'm saying? I like Cartier. And then Omega got some new stuff coming out. However, for people that are in that, I don't want to spend over $500 or I'll spend up to $1,000, what can you get in that price range, right? So I'm like, well, with $1,000, there are a number of companies that you can actually have a 3-watch collection off of. Who's there? Somebody said they were Seiko fanboy. You can literally stack the deck with $1,000 with Seiko. Just depending on how you do it. So I saw that that Seiko tank went as low as $100, brand new. I saw it on the. Matter of fact, my man Jake had one. He had one that was, I think it was $100. That thing sold as soon as he listed it. Don't know what it was, what was going on. Still had the warranty. Sold. So I'm like, you can find deals, right? So just imagine if you got a Seiko 5, right? You got that tank, the Seiko tank, and then you got what was that? The Presage Cocktail Time. That's $1,000 between those 3 watches. Probably, you know what I'm saying, give or take. Especially if you use the discount that I'll be posting. Some of you guys jumped on it. I got a message over on Instagram. Yo, what's up, House of X? Here's a Magnum Christmas colors. Yup. House of X in the building. Oh, and I know this is completely left field, right? This has nothing to do with the watch, or somewhat. For those of you guys that have watched About F and Time, right? I like the show. Those three guys, I like the energy they have. It's comical. Really, it's probably one of the best podcast watch-related horology shows that I've seen on YouTube. And bro, when I was on Instagram last night and I saw a picture, they say they's coming back, and I was like, is this for real, for real? So I looked in the comments, it was a whole bunch, and I think that show just came on like 4 hours ago. So I'm gonna go check that show out after I'm done with this, because man, dude, I really enjoyed that show. I already read some of the comments. I looked at the first 2 minutes of it. I had to go back and look at it though. Yeah, I can grab 2 samurais and turtle for $1,000. See, and there you go. How many watches did Jay Jones past week? You know what? I'm not even counting what he got this week. I'm looking at his overall for the year. You know what's crazy? I didn't put my do not disturb on because nobody ever calls me on Sunday, ever. But somebody did today, just now. Sheesh. I purchased about 15 watches this year. Ridiculous. I should be ashamed of myself. Well, Ben. So how should Jay Jones feel? Because Jay Jones, what did you buy? That was loud too. Jay Jones, you had to have purchased about 275 watches, bro, per square inch of your house. And I've made jokes about Jay Jones and laughed about stuff, man, but I said I've never seen somebody so committed. Jay Jones was like, man, bro, and this is no dig, you are one of the most committed watch collectors that I know. You did not care about what we said, bro. You were on a tear, and you were posting, hey, Trap, got another one. Hey, Trap, got this one. Hey, Trap. And I was like, yo, are you for real? Like, that's crazy. And I'm telling you, man, I've never seen somebody as committed as Jay Jones. Now, I know Felix was collecting watches, but not on that level. Not on that level, man. And I feel like Jay Jones said, hey, ain't nobody in my area. And I ain't doing this for nobody else. I just like collecting watches, man. And that, man, bro. But at the same time, I don't know how you do it, bro, because I personally have a hard time trying to find the watch of the week to buy. So I've been literally using my 3 slots, right? And I'll preload my 3 slots, and I'm like, these are the watches I'm going to wear this week, right? And then I have, it's crazy, I got my Watch Crunch watches because I'm trying to get those, man, listen, if you on Watch Crunch, you know what it is. You can get these like little achievement awards and stuff for doing stuff, talking about, you know, leaving comments on particular watches. I already got like a Risty Award badge or whatever, and now I'm trying to get that 60-day, right? So like I'm on day 20, I kept forgetting to post my watches, so like I have to restart all over again. So I have 5 watches that I have set to the side, but then I have the 3 watches that I'm going to wear for the week that I'm going to enjoy, right? So right now I'm on my Glycine kick. So this week has been Glycine. Of course, yesterday was Pearl Harbor Day, so I wore my military pieces all day yesterday. You said I own about 70 right now. Jay Jones got a lot of trophies, man. Jay Jones, he ain't playing, man. What brand do you acquire the most, Jay Jones? I don't feel bad about how many watches I buy. I know you don't. I promise I know you don't. Got the wife her first auto for Christmas. It's a soul. We should. Oh, wow. She is just getting into it. Okay. You may be creating a monster. Man, I collect the Invicta most, but have Citizen, Aragon, Spinnaker. In that order. Spinnaker is a runaway watch company for this year, in my humble opinion, it is one of the most affordable and beautiful watches that you can buy. It's just, man, I like Spinnaker. Check my post on Watch Crunch last night to stay in the badge. Okay, I will. I definitely will. I definitely will. I have, I do have my end of the year. I'm doing something different I've never done before. I really don't want. I will never tackle. I'm not gonna say never, but I don't want to tackle the tier list. I'd rather watch somebody else do that because I just don't want to do a tier list with watches. I think I find it more entertaining watching it versus doing it, because that is a lot of work, putting all this stuff and moving tiers what you think is best. What I will tell you is I'm going to show you guys I have a top 10, which I'm still building. This kind of fluid right now. A top 10 best buys of this year for my collection. And so how I'm breaking it down is watches that you can still purchase to this day. Some that, from micro brands to main brands. Because I tell you, the conversation I had last night is something you guys should think about and consider. A micro brand does not have the history or pedigree as a company like Tissot or Longines. However, there are brands which I'm going to bring this point up in this video. Companies like Swiss Watch Company. The father worked for Omega for years. You could tell that there's some design cues on that Swiss Watch Company dive watch that they have. It's a 44 millimeter timepiece. It's about 12 and almost 13 millimeters thick, sapphire crystal, Salida 200, right? The lume on it, they're second to none. Once that thing is lit up, it is bright. I've said this on multiple videos. It's not going to burn you for real, but I said that thing, once it's lit up, it's like a torch. You put it on your skin and it'll burn it off. It won't do that in real life, but that lume is super bright. Plus, they put a decent amount of AR coating on the watch, make it super legible. It's a dive machine, is what it is. Oil press case back, beautiful watch for $500. For $500. Now this is my thing. There are companies that will charge you $1,000 for a Salida 200. There's a company that charge you $1,000 for an NH35. Now the craftsmanship of the watch, everything around it, all right, yeah, beautiful. But then for those that are looking at, if you're a movement guy or gal, you're like, you're asking $1,000 or $1,200. You want more. You're like, if I'm going to spend $1,200 on this main brand, and then I see that they have an independent or a micro brand for half the price, man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with that micro. Let's see. Angry Age. Okay, you're asking what he like. Got it, JJ. But price wise, which one do you choose? Let's say you have $500 to spend. What do you think about Laurier watches? I think I have one. I actually have one. My personal opinion about Laurier watches. I think it's a great brand to own for people that's not really serious about watch collecting. Something that just like a tool watch. Then at the same time, I'm like, I think it's a collector's item too, because it just has this beautiful vibe to it, right? And it does, I don't have to have a watch that has a sapphire crystal or mineral, right? You can give me the plexiglass, you can give me all the other stuff, right? But this watch is very distinctive, very legible. Their lume is crazy too. It's I called it the perfect, the one I got, the Neptune. I said it's the perfect classical diver, because it takes the design cues of those older watches from the 50s. So I'd like to wear that, not on a, let's say, if I was going adventurous or something like that. I'll throw that on with my suit sometimes, bro. Just Like, yeah, I can't even call this a desk diver. This is my church diver. I like Laurier. I think Laurier has a very, very nice design cue to it, and affordability too. And that's the other thing too, is like with the Miyota, they use the Miyota movements in it, man. And then like, cause I want to pay for mine. I paid $500 for mine, like actually over $500 for mine, because I had case back engraved. I would recommend Laurier though. Aren't Laurier sub-brand of Seiko? No. I wish Laurier would get a little bigger, like them, but most of 38 give me. I don't think that, you know what? Because I interviewed both of them, right? I doubt. So Lorenzo, if you hear him talk about it, I don't think he'll ever go over the 40, 42. He may, I don't know. I think if enough people ask for it, they might. But from what I get from him, he's gonna keep it at that between 36 to 39 millimeter. Because that's what I was like. That's the smallest, and I didn't think I would like it. And I went to the wind up in Chicago last year, and I picked it up. I looked. I said, you know what? I put it on my wrist and looked. I said, you know what? I can rock this, because I'm used to wearing bigger watches, man. I like it. Oh, and the bezel action is ridiculous. I've never heard of these brands. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. I don't fault you for not knowing. I mean, do you understand? There's probably at least let's just say there's 4 to 5 micro brands born every year. And it's probably more than that. There's a company called, I don't even know how you pronounce it. I just abbreviate it, AIGI, right? And they have a 50 fathom style to it, man. But the lume on that watch, from what I saw on pictures, crazy. It is a beautiful looking watch. And I want to say they're about 41 millimeter timepiece. I don't know what movement they're using. It may be Swiss movement, but it's a gorgeous watch. And I want to say the prices are between $700 and $800. So, and then I found there's like 3 companies I found last night that I've never heard of. There's so many being built. And the one thing I could say, excuse me, yo, I feel that micro brands are putting the micro brands are putting these guys on notice. They're like, hey, if you don't want to do what the customers are asking for, we'll do it. Or we're not going to charge them as much. Now, the only caveat to that is, with the market being as saturated as it is, how long will that company last? And especially if they're doing something special, if they're modifying their movements and stuff like that, it may cost you a lot of money taking that watch to a watchmaker to repair it if it did fail. Because I'm going to tell you this, there was 4 or 5 years ago, Jody was representing, or he was talking about these micro brands. And one of the micro brands, I was like, oh, I like that watch. I went to go look at it, and their brand had folded. Like, they did, you know what I'm saying, they closed the doors. I don't know what happened. Maybe they didn't get enough sales or whatever the case. The Kickstarter didn't work. So you do run a risk of, like, dedicating yourself to a particular brand. If they don't last, you stuck. You know, like, you spent $600 or $700 on a watch and you can't utilize their warranty. Oh, Ohio Silver is in here. Just bought the Citizen ProMaster Orca edition. I saw that. I saw the picture. Lume is really good, but I am missing some other watches. It's very difficult to stop buying watches. Hey, man, I would just say, just take your time, bro. Take your time. There's a storm of watches out here. There's a storm of watches available, man. It's like, which way do you go? You know, and if you're a frequent user of YouTube, you may be stuck in. You may not know about these companies because, like, who was this? Somebody, one of you guys stay in Ohio, and when I mentioned Cincinnati Watch Company, I said, hey, there's a company in Cincinnati that makes watches, and one of you guys was like, really? I live in Cincy. I said, yeah, go check it out. And they make some great watches. and inexpensive in comparison. And I've actually, so this one, I seen my watch being tested, regulated, right? They do the pressure test. They test it in 5 positions. Jordan, he's their watchmaker. I'm literally watching him put these watches together, and it's a great thing, man. Like just seeing that. But yeah, there's some stuff that you need to check out, man. This rabbit hole gets very deep. I can tell you that. It's insane now. Damn, man. But there's a lot of watches to choose from right now, man. And a lot of these micro brands are just offering just some amazing stuff, man. But then, you kind of sit back like, you know what? I really don't want to fool around. Like, here, I go buy Christopher Ward. I mean, and you wouldn't be wrong to buy Christopher Ward, because go to one of them watch fairs and look at Christopher Ward in real time. Yeah, you definitely, I bet you pull that wallet out and be like, man. But I can tell you this, if you go to a watch fair, and if you like Spinnaker, just watching it on YouTube or just a still picture, wait till you see it in person. You be like, yep. And especially when they say, hey, we got a deal. You're here now, we'll offer it. Because sometimes they offer some great deals. You can get a good deal, man, going to the watch fairs. You miss out, though. If you don't go, you'll miss out. I couldn't watch collecting. I just enjoy watching the new collectors now. Stop it, Lone Ranger. Get out of here. You are the collector's collector. Yes, JJ, like, I want the Vizionico, a Seiko, Presage, and Tissot, the Spinnaker. Yeah, man. Hey, Tissot killed it. The Gentleman is great. I got a chance to look at that Carbon PRX up close. That watch ain't no joke, boy. That watch is nothing to play with. There is a newer PRX. It's just a regular dive watch on a leather strap. I don't know if it's the PR516 or something like that. That's a handsome watch. That one, I'm like, man, it's inexpensive. Oh man, that thing, I'm like, yeah, I can rock this. That thing is gorgeous. I need to grab me one of them Spinnaker Islander collabs. Whew. Or it's criminal what Mark is doing with watches. And I just mentioned this last night over the phone. Was it the JFK? The JFK GMT got the NH34. Speaking of which, that's what I forgot to tell you guys. Here, let's go back into something. There was one key feature that I missed on talking about this Glycine. So we 43 minutes. So if you watch this replay and you're like, hey, is that all you got to say about this watch? You missed it. You got to come back. This has a multi-directional, right? It goes in, because this is GMT, so like you have to. That makes sense. But when you unscrew this is a collar GMT. So if you go clockwise, you adjust the date. That's after you pop it on for first position. But before you go setting times and dates and stuff like that, remember, this is a Swiss-made timepiece. You have to set it at the proper position before you start messing around, But what you want to do is go clockwise, set the date. Counterclockwise, you set the GMT, right? And it, again, it's a collar. And this thing is smooth. When you do go wind it, like once you get everything set up, you go wind it. You ever been in a, what's that car, man? A Lincoln Continental or old school Cadillac? The thing is like riding on clouds. Oh, this thing is so smooth, man, when you're winding it. It's almost like, I'm telling you, if you're accustomed to winding your automatic timepiece, your Salida 200s, your 2824s, even your Miyotas, you got sort of a grind. And some are worse than others. It's like my Alpina, you can hit that thing, man. It's like sandpaper, but this, like, somewhat like a hybrid or something like this, man. Like it's a Tesla. It's like, is this thing on them up? But then, and for the life of me, I'm going to ask this, how in depth do you get with your watch? Do you ever listen to your watch talk? The tick of it? If not, try just quiet, just pure quiet, nothing going on around you. Even if it's in your car in your parking lot before you go to work or something like this, and just take your watch off, put it up to your ear, and just listen to that tick. Just vibe out a little bit on that tick. Just listen to the heartbeat, man. That thing is crazy. I love doing that. On this watch, no, of course hold on. It's loud in here. I can barely hear it because it's super loud in here. But yeah, get into a quiet spot. Oh yeah, this thing is facts. I noticed that on my JFK. Oh, what you noticed? Hold on, let me get up into the chat. I quit. Oh, you said I quit. Long Ranger retired. Don't believe that. He said Long Ranger sound like Dave D. I don't know what Dave D went at. Dave D, man, I think he went off to the war or something like that. I think he's battling in a war right now. I'm sure I'm close to retiring. I have some heat in my collection. I need to grab me one of them Spinnaker Island collabs. Yup. Ben 10, you know what? I think too, every collector that's collecting a lot of watches, I don't think we're ever done collecting, but you do have to have the time to sit back and enjoy what you've collected. You know, even if it's just looking over the catalog, like, yo, this is crazy. Look at the inventory, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would definitely recommend that so you can enjoy because like the more you buy, you like again, Jay Jones is a different animal, man, because for what I do have, it is so hard putting stuff in a rotation, especially from like not just this year, for the past 5 years, because I got watches, man, that like, dang, okay, I gotta wear this week. I was like, oh crap, wait a minute, I gotta wear this one. So yeah, and I enjoy all my pieces though. I go back years before I started really collecting involved Elgin. I mean, I remember that Elgin you showed that during one of the lives. Just bought the Islander Calabro GMT World Timer. Wearing it right now. Ooh, I like that one too. I like that one. Trap. I noticed that some automatics make more noise whine than others. Heck yeah, they did, man. Some of them sound like, is it broke? It felt like you grinding gears or something, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just shake it, bro. I feel like I'm breaking this thing. I would not recommend Glycine watches, guys. Stay away from the brand. Get them Movado. Of all watches you could have told them to get, bro. You said Movado? Come on, man. You be watching them Ludacris commercials, bro. Y'all don't listen to him. Yeah, he joking. He joking, because here's the deal. There's no way that he's not promoting Movado. He's not. He's not. Absolutely not. I'm telling y'all, that's Dave D. I enjoy my watches. It's hard to go back and get some of the older watches in rotation. Jay, you are the one and only single person I know in this world that it has to be nearly impossible to go and enjoy a watch, because you collected so many, bro. And I could tell you there's at least 2 watches that when you in 2022 was I at the dealership? Yeah, 2022. I was on my way to work and you told me what you got. There was 2 Magnums that you got, and I was like, oh. After you did that, I said, man, I gotta get a Magnum. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, and like seeing what you post, you don't post the watches that you got 3 years ago. Every once in a while, I see something, but it gotta be hard for you, bro. God, dog, I do not envy you at all, sir. Man, that gotta be hard, bro. You got so many freaking watches, man. I cry, be like, man, wrist time? What? Who's this? Come on, get out of here with the text messages, y'all. Get out of here. He said, I'm telling y'all, this Dave D. Yo, it gets difficult to wear them all. Yeah, it is. It is really difficult. And then I know right now I'm gonna give just my recommendation for people that if there was a watch that you missed this year, um, you may be able to get a great deal on it. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get a great deal on that sucker, man, going into next year because they want to get rid of that stuff, right? And I know, like, my Breitling, people that love Breitling, they are doing their in-house movements now. So any of those value movements that they have for this year model and the year before that they didn't sell, yeah, you're going to get a better deal. You'll get a better deal. And you may want to check into Joma Shop. The only thing, though, the only caveat is I looked at a couple videos about buying from Joma Shop is like buying their warranty. I've seen people have or complain about if they bought like an Omega or something that's going to cost more than what their warranty is. So let's say you spend $400 to $500 on the warranty and your movement fails, you send it back to them and they can't just get some off-the-shelf movement and put it back in there or whatever the case is, and it costs more than what the warranty, like I've heard. Then this is on YouTube. You guys can research it yourself. Yeah, that's the only thing about Joma is I'm concerned about. So if I bought like a Glycine or something and it failed and I didn't get that, like I'm okay with spending $300 or $400 getting my watch repaired, whatever. Okay guys, mama just said dinner's ready, everyone be safe. All right, bro. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here anyway. I want that spinnaker that resembles 50 fathoms. You sure do, sir, because that one is fire. Most definitely fire. Hey man, I think they cut the heat off in here, man. It's cold now because it's cold outside. So yep. I don't have any other watches. I didn't bring my case with me today. I just brought this 3 slot. And for those that just came up in here, I talked about Glycine as a whole. And this is what I'm going into next week with. These are the watches I chose. These are the watches I'll be wearing for next week. My first Glycine, which is this one has a special place in my heart. That coffee bean. This one right here. Yeah, boy. It's already looking at it's patinaed on that buckle. And then the latest and the greatest, man. Well, I can't say the greatest. Because even though I like this one, I told you that bracelet, I'm going to have to change the bracelet out. Because I'm a little disappointed in the bracelet. I'm a lot of disappointed in the bracelet. But other than that, man, you can get a Glycine, man, for a good amount of money, man. It's like, what, between $300 to $400. Now, I will say this before I get out of here. I mentioned that there's the contract between Invicta and Glycine. Invicta doesn't have any creative value over their watches. However, I will say this, as a fan of Glycine, and if an algorithm triggers to where somebody, a representative from Glycine, sees this, you guys are pushing it. You guys are pushing it. I saw the latest colors, and I'm not knocking. I think it's cool. But some of those colors are reminiscent of something that Invicta would do. Now, if you're inspired by Invicta, you want to do something different, leave those. Man, please do not go messing around with the design. Don't, even if, okay, AL may not have, or their creative team may not have any right to tell you what to do with your watches in creativity. But if you say, well, you know what, Invicta's doing this color, let's try, stop. Because now you're messing with the integrity of the brand, right? I didn't know this. I did not know this, man. Do you know the original founder of Glycine was killed? What was that? Was it in 1950 something? Or 65? I have to research it, but like it said he was stoned to death by somebody he was with, somebody that knew him. Killed him, and they went to jail. I'm going to dig more into that, but I read that in an article. I was like, what? It said, man, Eugene Milan was stoned to death. I said, yo, that's crazy. So I want to know the reason why. So I'm going to look into that after this live. But again, with that being said, um, I think it was Apollo 5. That was a mission they had, and Glycine is the airman was said to have gone on 2 missions out of space, and you shouldn't mess with that history, the heritage of that. You shouldn't, because you got companies like Omega that pride themselves on being the first watch in outer space, one of the most prestigious chronographs that you can get to date, right? It's even been said that the Omega Seamaster or Speedmaster is a watch that said if you don't have this watch in your collection, you're not a collector. Of course, we don't know that. I mean, that ain't really true, but that's a bold statement. So with that being said, the integrity and the history that Glycine has as a company overall should not be messed around with, man. Okay, Invicta, do the marketing thing, do the sales thing. You don't necessarily have to say, hey, this watch is worth $2,000, but you get it today for $125. That's dead. That's been dead. Like, nobody's going for that. Well, that's a lie, because some people have. And then when they find out that, that was like, that's kind of fraudulent sales, they like, yo, then they look at Invicta like, what are you doing? Then some people regret being Invicta collectors. Well, all I'm saying, I'm not even about to get into all that. All I'm saying is, Glycines, please don't go down that route. And if you do, it's your company, do what you want to. I'm going to take the words out of somebody's mouth that's in the thing. I'm glad I collected what I have. If I don't get nothing else, I'm good with the watches I have in my collection. Joshua, what's your question? What watch should I get for Christmas for $400 and under? I love stainless steel type watches. Oof, depends on what you like, man. Shoot, you can get a bunch of watches for $400. Are you trying to get more than one? Because I can tell you, man, if you like homage watches, you can go Steel Dive, or you can buy a Spinnaker. You can buy San Martin. If you want to stick to more name brand watches, you can buy a Boulevard. Oh, Citizen. Ooh, Citizen right now, that's Yosa. And how do you spell Tiosa? It's a Tsuyosa, something like that. That sucker right there. Oh, somebody just sent me a message. That sucker right there. If you get these small seconds, that's about $550, but you get discounts. If you get the regular 3-hander, you can get that thing for like $330 or something like that. You can get multiple. I love this. And the new one, they just came out with a new colorway. They just came out. It's red. It's like this color red. Go look at my short. I got it. Go over back into my page. Look at the short I dropped. That's the colorway. You can get that watch right now, and you can either call, text, or just buy online and use Trifecta 3D, and you'll get a percentage off. Yeah, but oh yeah. That one, man, is probably one of the hottest ones. Yep. There's a Boulevard they have that's under $5. I think it's around the $400 mark. I think at least with my discount it'd be under $400. What's the Boulevard? It's Pistachio. I think it's the Surveyor. The Surveyor, and it comes with a Miyota movement in it, like a Miyota 8000 series, but it still has hacking. That's one thing I like that they did with that new Miyota movement is it has hacking now. I think that's pretty dope. But yeah, man, there are plenty of watches, and if you don't mind micro brands, try. I'm gonna tell you a one-stop shop too. What's your boy name? Mark from Long Island. I believe he still has some of his sales on there, some of his Black Friday, or I could be wrong, but I think he still got some of those sales going on. Cyber Monday sale. There's Island of Watches. Oh, bro, you can find a lot for $400, under $400. You can actually get multiple watches. You can get multiple. I'm just saying, like, it just depends, or you can just, what was that, the Casio Duro, if you don't mind quartz, that's $50. And I saw that watch in person. That's a nice looking watch, bro. I just saw it. What was my last purchase? My last purchase? What was my last purchase? Probably this one. Was it this one? Oh no, Glycine. Glycine Airman. Glycine Airman was my last purchase. Mine was the RGM chronograph and a 1986 Rolex Thunderbird. Sheesh, what up, Leo? How much I... Joshua, if you shop with what I'm gonna tell you to do, reach out. Just go over there to type in trifectawatches.com. It's on Purdue, and his email is in there. Go to his about section, his email. Send him an email or a text message because his number is on there too. He'll get it. Let him know that you've seen, like, hey, Trapvision said that, reach out to you. I'm looking for a watch for under the $400 mark. And he will walk you through what he got, and he'll tell you, like, the discounts you can get and stuff like that. Because it does vary. You do have some watches that it's not, you can't get it based on the actual company. You know what I'm saying? So some companies don't allow discounts on their stuff. So, but that would be my recommendation to you. And yeah, let's see here. All right, so yeah, no problem. And if you have any further questions, man, reach out to me on Instagram. It's still Trapvision 3D, and I'll be happy to help you out in certain areas, man. I know people that have certain watches, and just like, I don't know if it was Oscar. Was that you that, like, I think it was Oscar that said earlier, trying to learn some of the brands. Dude, there are a lot of brands out there. I mean, a ton of brands out there. There's enough to make your head spin. And if you chase all of them, man, you'll be broke, bro. Like, it's something that I think, for the most part, I got one on. I have the Cincinnati on, right? Cincinnati Watch Company doesn't do a lot of promotions. You don't see a lot of advertising. But Jordan, he does a great job. He's their watchman. He does a great job. I've seen it. And it's something about watching or looking at them build the watch and test it, right? And offer you this warranty, man. Who is that? Nomadic offers you, as long as you're sending your watch in every 5 years, your watch is covered as far as a warranty. Think about that. All you have to do is look at the time that your card was signed and map it out. You can do that easy on your phone. You can map it out on your phone. The intervals, 5 years from now, I need to send this over to, like, schedule, send it over there, let them regulate, do whatever they're going to do, and send it back to you. And your warranty is a lifetime. They mention that, man. So that's telling me that they plan on being here for a long time. And just for the case, just say for, like, if they went out of business, which they're on fire right now, so I doubt it. Let's just say, though, right? They're using a movement that can be repaired by any watchman that knows about Sellita 200 or Sellita movements. So Sellita and Etta, they're interchangeable, like it's the same thing. So you're good to go. Not your ass, bitch. You crazy. No problem. What up? Leo is in the building. All right, y'all. I am actually about to get out of here. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm about to just enjoy the rest of this day and get ready for tomorrow. Next week, I am going for 50 videos. That's between live, shorts, and regular content. 50 videos before this year is out will put me at 500 videos for the year. So this one actually made 451. I did the app showed me, like, hey, you got 450 videos. I said, yo, that's crazy. And I had said in the beginning of the year, my original goal was to do 300, like a video per day. So I want to have 365 videos. Saying this is leap year, so it had to be 366. I hit 366 in, what was it? The beginning of October, I think it was. or was it the middle? Like the middle of October, I was at 365 videos. So yeah, Lockman, I like Lockman. I'm not a huge fan though. You know what I'm saying? Like if that, and see, here's the deal. By you mentioning that, that means that you like the design language of that watch. So I will stick in that genre. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen anything bad said about Lockman, to be honest. It's just not a brand that, just like other brands, it's not talked about as much. Because y'all know, like, I don't know if you know this or not, there are some brands that they get the views. For YouTubers that talk about them, they get the views. I don't mind talking about a watch, a brand that may not get me the views that I would like to get, but I definitely want to bring it to people's attention because I've dealt with it in every watch brand. I'm going to tell you, look at a company called Visitor as well. That's a brand that's based here in Indiana. They use the Miota movement field engineers this watch a certain way, so it is very deceptive the way this watch looks. It looks like a dress watch and a sports watch at the same time. You just have to see it. Like, and he has different variations. So you got the Dune Shores, shallow. Then you have the Linden Fall. So yeah, that's another company, and you're talking anywhere from $599 up to, I want to say, just under $800. I don't know if he hit that $800 yet. Maybe, but I stick with that right there. Yes. You know what's crazy is I saw the first one on a cruise ship like just a month ago. Not bad watch. Not bad. I like it. But let me ask you this, Joshua. I don't know if you've ever heard of Wind Up. Worn and Wound does a watch fair every year, and then you have Minutes and Hours. They do a watch fair every year. Then you have Intersect. So just remember that you have Intersect, you have Watches and Hours, and you have Wind Up. I'm not sure if there's any other ones. If there are, somebody in the chat can let me know. But those three are like the three main ones that I know about. Unless you're going up to Canada, Jason that does Zenea watches. He just did his very first watch fair up in Toronto. He has another one coming out in Vancouver, I think during April of next year. So I don't know where you are in the world, but if you can go to a watch fair, that's all I can say. And I ain't even say much. Just know by my gesture, you need to go check that out. Because I can sit here and tell you every watch that you should be looking at or whatever. Or look at one of my videos. I actually visited the watch fair, and I looked at all the different watches that's out there. Kind of give you an idea of what to look for. So, but whatever you do, man, get the best price, man, and research, ask questions. Again, you can follow me over there on Trapvision on Instagram, and I'm always sharing stories over there, sharing information over there, pointing people in the directions they need to go with watches, man. So, yep. All right, with that, I'm up out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up on the way out if you hadn't already. If you're new here, feel like subscribing, go right ahead. Hope you found value in today. And I hope you have a great day. I hope your fantasy football team is success. Go ahead and win that money. And man, just have a blessed one, man. Catch you guys next week sometimes. Don't have nothing scheduled, but y'all know I go live at the drop of a hat. So until the next lightning strike, man, y'all be blessed.